My name is Shana Stites. I'm a researcher here at the Penn Memory Center, and I'm working on some studies that are examining stigma in preclinical and clinical Alzheimer's disease. From our clinical work with patients with Alzheimer's disease, we understand they run into a lot of social barriers. For instance, some people worry about being discriminated against by their employers or judged by other people that they're not competent, that they can't think as well or solve problems, or that they're automatically going to forget things. And we know from our work with these patients that's not always true. We're very interested in understanding how people with Alzheimer's disease are impacted by stigma. So far, we've done 2 studies to examine this. In these studies, we've shown people from the general public a series of vignettes. And then looking at those vignettes, we've asked them to answer questions about how they felt or what they thought was going on with the person they saw in the vignette. In our first study, we found that when people in the general public think that a person's condition is going to get worse, such that they may suffer more or worsening symptoms of Alzheimer's disease, then they're more likely to expect that person is going to be discriminated against and isolated in their social relationships. They're also more likely to pity the person. In our second study, we wanted to know if some people might be more likely than others to stigmatize persons with Alzheimer's disease. And we learned, for example, that generally, people who were more convinced that Alzheimer's disease was a mental illness were more likely to believe the person's symptoms were worse than those who were less convinced. We're finding these results really helpful because they're giving us some important information about what we can do to reduce the stigma of Alzheimer's disease. One of the things that we're hoping to achieve from this line of research is to develop public or mass media communication plans, media messages, to help change the public stigma around Alzheimer's disease, to make people less likely to make those negative judgments or judgments that are untrue or unhelpful about people with Alzheimer's disease.